When we chose to remain here in North Jersey, we were capitalizing on the very origin of silent film, on the 1927 experience of actors who volunteered to portray these roles for us, who had to learn lines regardless were they heard or not, who had to know them, speak them, and be lip read on screen, even though captions would follow. Because at some point in this story, just like in The Jazz Singer, there would be synchronized sound.
For the role of Abigail, we were looking for an actress who had very little on-camera experience because most silent film actresses did not have a lot of experience making films. So when we found Katie, I thought it was a perfect match.
Silent was the first time I was ever on camera for anything, not even a class where I had any on-camera work had I ever done before this. And I remember when I went in for the audition that they asked if it was okay if they taped it, and I didn't even really understand what that meant. I had done theater, but I had never been even to an audition where it was taped before. So I remember being very excited that I got this part, and then the downfall of that was that I had no idea what I was doing.
I always felt with Katie, she didn't realize what she was getting herself into. And I always think of, the original King Kong when they take Fay Wray's character and they take her off to some remote jungle island and shoot, we're going to shoot this movie on this island, and there happens to be a big gorilla there. But with Katie, it was the same thing. We're going to shoot this silent film, and she's got no on-camera experience, and we take her off into the middle of the woods with waterfalls and cliffs and graveyards and all these unique locations, and put her into all these dangerous situations.
She comes in with that happy, clean, wholesome look, and she immediately, you recognize the stereotype that you were looking for in this silent actress.
I just wanted to kind of figure out how a star of that time would have played any sort of character. What sort of mannerisms of that time would be embodied? How did she act? Like, what was her process of acting? What came into play? What would have been going through her mind as an actor? And I just tried to keep telling myself those things.
And I know she did her research on silent film actresses, and she really tried to capture that, but at the same time, she was pushing me. She says, I didn't want to just do a typical silent film actress. At times when she speaks, you'll notice there's a difference in her acting. When she speaks, it's very contemporary. It's a very contemporary performance. It's not a silent film actress talking with a voice. It's a contemporary performance. And that was something that she was very adamant, and that was something she wanted to do.
The voice of reason? Oh, I'm done listening.
I liked working for him a lot, and going to different auditions now and meeting other directors. I realized that I think that this might have been the best director I'm going to get to work with in my whole career. It was nice working for somebody who is an actor's director, who really cares about how you're feeling and getting a scene just right for you. No matter how many times he said, let's get one more. It could be 2 a.m. and you're tired. He's doing that because he's making the best film possible, and that's only going to serve me as an actor better. And it was just an all-around great process. And I think that, if anyone, gets to have the opportunity to work with him, they're going to see the exact same type of person that I got to see.
You're nothing but a two-bit showman.
I have to say she was the most professional person I've ever worked with. I've done other films, and there's been so many times when people have stopped production because of certain things, but she's very much into her job and her role, and she's very much a team player, which I think is a great thing. And she's a joy. She's very sweet. She's a lot of fun. So being with Katie is like being with your little sister. I loved it.
I learned a lot just from watching even the other actors shoot their scenes. And I think that, for me, was even more beneficial than actually being even in the film was that I had that opportunity to sit back and be a part of watching a film being made. And for someone who's never done it before, it was the most amazing experience to watch it all come together.